Everything's fine. Welcome back to Tool Talk. I'm Matt. Do a little bit different framing, same concept. We're talking tools. And when there's no one in my garage, like 99% of the time, verified, I like to talk tools to somebody. Might as well be a camera. Might as well put it on YouTube. Might as well see how it goes. I like tools a lot. As we talked about in the last video, I've been around tools my whole life. I've been working with tools for a long time. I've been collecting tools for a long time. And we talked about wrenches last time. Kind of broad scope of wrenches. And today's going to be no different. This is episode 2 of wrenches. And we're going to start off with some wrenches I don't have complete sets of, and I'm working on getting them. And like we talked about in the first video, I don't think there's anything wrong with having a mixed bag of tools. If you're a psychopath like me and you want to collect tools for some reason, yeah, get as many as you can, because it'll spark your interest a little bit more. Like this one here, we'll start with a Mac, nice Knuckle Buster series. This one has got me motivated, just to get more of them. I call them Knuckle Busters or Knuckle Savers. These are great wrenches. I really enjoy these. Finding a set at a price I like is a little iffy, but eBay's a great resource for these. I've never had such a nice box end on a wrench before, especially in a 12 point. 6 point, obviously that's one thing, right? But at a 12 point, to have such a nice box end is impressive. This is a good wrench. I actually went out and bought RBRT wrenches, and I bought the Precision Torque wrenches as well from Mac. And 99% of the time, they're my grab and goes. I love them so much. So, can't recommend Mac tools enough if you're on a little bit tighter of a budget, like me. You can pick up a set of Knuckle Savers for a pretty decent penny, but not as much as a new set of, Precision Torques. So, look out for these. These are nice to have. On to another wrench that I hunt like it was a Wendigo and I was in the woods. These Proto Challengers. Boy, oh boy. Such nice wrenches. The texture on them is phenomenal. Not a huge fan of the small print for the embossing on this particular wrench. But boy, when I use this wrench, I know I got a quality tool. I picked this up for $1 at a yard sale. It was in a bucket with some other wrenches. But, all in all, every time I see a Proto Challenger, I pick them up. Standard, metric, doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, check these out. They're great. Good hand feel. Good box and opening. I mean, they're just good wrenches. I think number one, first place to start when you're buying tools, get a good set of quality wrenches. And whatever quality means to you is what it means to you. There's nothing wrong with any wrench on the market, really, unless it fails you. That's not a really good wrench. On to this one. I have one of these. This is an old double open-end Blue Point. This is a 3/4 7/8. I don't use it. But man, when I saw that handle, look at that design. I've been trying to date code this for a while, and from what I hear, these dots right up here by the blue in Blue Point should help me date it. Haven't found anything on that. Also heard this 1 helps me date it. If I had to guess, I'd say probably 50s. Just like the plumb wrenches I showed off back in episode 1, this is a nice tool. Again, never used it, but man, she's got some heft. Moving on. Cheaper option. I like cheaper options. I don't know why I bought them, but I did. I bought an entire set of Sunex wrenches. And these are made in China. And this is the 1/16 flavor. It's pretty good. I've used these for a bunch of hydraulic fittings on PTOs, things like that. No complaints. I've had them for maybe 5 years. I think for the price, man, they're They are a tempting wrench. I'm not a huge fan of the hand feel. Um, I just think the handle a little too slim sometimes for this size of wrench, right? If I grab like a 1 1/16 or 1 1/2 or anything bigger, right? Here's a Snap-on 1 5/16. I mean, the handle is just, for me, way better. Which, again, bigger size wrench, I got it, but I like having that wider handle. Maybe it's because I got weak little girl hands and it makes me feel like a man, but, you know, whatever. This is a good wrench. I think if you can get a set of Sunexes for a good price, you should be proud of those. These are great. Moving on to some less common wrenches, right? So these are stubby ratchet wrenches. And let me tell you a little story about me before I show you the brand of this here tool. Some of you've probably already guessed. I bought a bucket of sockets back in the day, and it was just a bucket of sockets, miscellaneous 5-gallon bucket. I was going through it and I saw one brand in particular, this brand, and I said, never heard of it, did some research, didn't really find too much. I was young, probably 16, gave them to a buddy of mine, said, here, if you need to cut up a socket, make your own special tool, whatever, here's a bunch of shit. Turns out they're really nice, and I never even gave them a chance, and I'm not sure why. These are Blackhawk. My dealer explained to me this is the Blue Point equivalent for Mac Tools. I use these for DT injectors once, and boy oh boy, did I like them. Getting nice tight spots when you're getting the valve cover bolts off. I mean, it's just a great wrench. The ratcheting mechanism, that nice positive engagement. And I like having the reversing lever here as opposed to like these SKs where it's you gotta flip it. That's how you reverse it. Same with like the gear wrench, right? So the gear wrench operates the same way. You gotta flip it, go the other way. We've all been there where we walk ourselves into a jam. Oh, can't get the wrench off. And I gotta sit there and try and get that bolt in a little bit. But having that, boom, that can be a time saver. Takes up more room, but man, is it a time saver. These SK wrenches are nice. A lot of teeth in there. A lot of teeth. I am a little concerned. High teeth count sometimes makes me feel like it's less rugged. I'm often proved wrong, but it's just a notion that I have. But when I use my gear wrenches, nice wide fat teeth. I feel like I got more meat backing me up when I'm going to loosen something that's too tight, right? Same with these Blackhawks. Nice wide teeth, plenty of them. Makes me feel warm and fuzzy. Off the ratcheting wrenches. 4-way wrenches. I didn't even buy anyone else. Went straight to Snap-on, bought the 4-way wrenches. Boy, Kenworth brake valves. For some reason, they're a pain in my ass. But I'll tell you what, this was a good purchase. I was a happy man. I was in the middle of doing one when he pulled up. I bought him right there and then, and I have not regretted it since. I've definitely made my money back with these things. There are some tools that are just time savers, and you gotta bite the bullet and get it, right? Sometimes it's the only way to get a job done is to bite the bullet. And when I bit the bullet, it paid off. It was a good gamble. So there's other brands that make these. Tekton. I'm a little bit of a Tekton head at the moment. They have laser cut 4-way wrenches. Not sure how I feel about that. I haven't really looked into them. I was thinking about buying a set not that long ago just to try them out. But instead of forging, they're laser cutting sheet metal into that 4-way design. When I saw them at the store, there was a cow ranch in Arizona I saw them at. They felt pretty sharp on the corners, if I'm being honest. These snap-ons have nice rounded corners, so maybe I'll get them in the future. I still do want to try them, right? But it's all in a matter of time. Another kind of different style wrench, we touched on it a little bit last time, these tappet wrenches. This is a set of Craftsman's, USA Craftsman's, 5/8, 11/16. I do have a whole set of these. When you need that low, slim profile, you need it. I mean, sure, I can take this wrench, I can grind the head down, right? And then I've got a wrench that's good for that one job and it's questionable on every other. Or I can just buy a good set of tappet wrenches. And I'm not saying go out and buy them. I don't think that may be the right answer for everybody. Wait till you run into that situation. Hopefully it's at home. Unlike it was for me, it was at work. Dang it. Had to go to Home Depot. They didn't have anything. So, you know, what are you going to do? So I bought a set of the Craftsman's. I bought them on eBay. They were great. Loved them. I don't know why. I needed metric tappet wrenches. Well, here comes Johnny Snap-on with Snap-on metric tappet wrenches. Nice big set, nice big sizes. Let me get you the big one. I mean, if you're doing hydraulics, 32 and 36 millimeter, whew, that's nice. But these are even thinner than the Craftsman's, which as technology evolves, sure, you can make them thinner. But I mean, just whatever I did with that Craftsman. Not by much, but sometimes that's all it takes is that little bit, that couple 10, 20 thou, right? These, man, these do not feel good in the hand, though. Let me tell you what. I don't know what it is. It must be the thinness, but when I use these, it's like, man, dang it. That's going to hurt. I'm going to feel that in the morning. So you don't have to buy the Snap-on ones. No one really, you know, I'm not going to say no one. There is a reason that they make them, and there is a reason that they get sold. I didn't need them, but I'm glad I have them. Definitely another one where you just, feel it in your wallet. You know what I mean? But if you're lucky, go to the flea market, and you'll find a set of these old Blue Point tappet wrenches. Now hear me out. This is from the 60s. Look how thin that guy is. I'll even hold it up next to the modern. This is like 2-3 years old. That's comparable, right? I bought a set of these off a guy. I think he charged me 65, 70 bucks. And I use these more than I use the Craftsman's or the Snap-ons, if I'm being honest. And I broke one. And my dealer warrantied it. I got a new Snap-on to replace it, but so I've got Blue Point, Blue Point, Blue Point, Snap-on, Blue Point, Blue Point, Blue Point. It's kind of odd, but they honored the warranty. But if you can get a set of these, I think they're worth the purchase. I think you're getting a quality, thinner wrench, lower price. And that's nice. I like the lower price. So now we're going to talk about something I am a big fan of. It can irritate me when I've seen it, you know, YouTube shorts. We've all been down that rabbit hole where it's a guy, he cuts a socket off and then he welds a extension on there. Then he makes his own crow's foot, right? I don't know why, but you got to do what you got to do. Modifying tools is a lot of fun. I modified this one. I don't exactly remember why. This is a Craftsman tappet wrench, 9/16, and I needed that right there. And I had an extra 9/16. I said, you know what? Bend it. Absolutely. That's a situation where having more than what you really need comes in handy. When you need to do something like that, right? I have a bunch of tools in here that I've made for a lot of really weird, specific purposes I'll probably never need again. But if I do, I'll be sure as happy to have them, right? I don't like backtracking. So we're going to move on. Just want to give my thoughts. I like modifying tools. I think it's cool. I think it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool stuff you can make, right? Here's another wrench that I have that I want to talk about. different brand. Going backwards in time now. I have a whole set of these. Got them from a buddy of mine. Called K-Tool. Made in Taiwan. Absolute junk. Bottom dollar. This is an 8mm. I don't know why I still have them, if I'm being honest. Every time I use one, it slips. I go grab a Craftsman. I go grab a Harbor Freight. I can get, no problem. K-Tool. I don't know what the deal is. Figure something out, right? If I'm missing something, let me know, because I'd like to know. I'd like to understand why K-Tool does what they do. So those were my incoherent ramblings of a madman for this episode of Tool Talk. So I'm going to give, one last thing out there that if someone could help me with, I'd appreciate it. Buddy of mine got this wrench. This is a Bonnie 5/8. Look how long that sucker is. Look at the box end on that bad boy. If anyone can help me out with what this is, I would appreciate it. There's no heat marks like they heated and twisted it. I just can't figure it out for the life of me. Maybe someone out there who knows more than I do. There's a lot of you. Let me know what this is. Let me know what this does. I don't know everything about tools. I'm learning every day as I go. I just like talking tools. And that's why you're watching Tool Talk, because I talk tools. Thank you very much.